This is Kev Dog, and you're watching Bitchin' Rides done right.
His car was already built by Strictly Street Rods. He got wiped out in the 4-way
You have the most talented guy in there, but if he's not driving with the rest of the
This show, top 5 in America.
So here, now we have Les Allen. He's got a 56 Cameo pickup. What a beautiful truck.
Thank you.
What can you tell us? What this? You don't. I've been to a lot of shows. I just don't see these very often. Very unusual, right?
Yes, they are. Yeah, they're Chevrolet only made X amount of these, and this truck here is a total custom Cameo. It's obviously not original, but I've done a tremendous amount of things to it over the years.
So this is a Cameo. I mean, they in '56 they made other types of trucks. Why is this? What's different about a Cameo?
This was the truck that the farmers went to Sunday Mass in.
Oh,
this
okay.
was their go to town truck and stuff. And reason being is the back end of these trucks, Chevrolet took the original step side, and they put fiberglass over. They hung fiberglass over the back end to make the fenders, and the whole side is all fiberglass on these things.
Wow.
And on this particular truck, when we started building this thing, this truck was finished in '09, but it took me 10 years with the help of a lot of good people to get this thing done. But it all started when I was going through a barn back up by Snohomish County up in the state of Washington. And this guy had a bunch
true barn.
But it's just, this guy had a bunch of old cars there. And I looked up on the wall there and I says, are those the Cameo back end fiberglass pieces that, and he says, yes. And I says, well, you sell those. And I knew they're rare and they're expensive to buy, so I was prepared for a number. And he says, yeah. I said, well, what do you want? He said, $1,500. I says, okay. And so that's where I got started with this project. And a good friend.
So it was just the back end. It was just the Cameo back sides.
Right. Yeah. And then. Well, it was that in the tailgate, the whole thing was there.
Oh, the bed?
Yeah,
whole bed?
the whole bed was there.
Okay.
Yeah. But going back a little bit here, there was a good friend, artist in Tacoma, Jason Rutherford. You folks probably know him. I met with Jason and I said, Jason, I want to do this kind of truck, this 56 Cameo. And so he drew up 3 different ways and sent me renditions of what they would look like.
Okay.
And I says, that one. I says, I don't know how you drew that up, Jason, but you did a wonderful job. And because we used the stainless down the side of it and stuff.
Yeah.
And anyway, I need to wait.
Okay. Then so that's the outside. So you've got this stainless, it's a 56 kind of Chevy. Sedan-looking kind of side.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then you've got the cab. So tell us more about the cab.
The cab, we went through a couple different fenders, and the original truck that me and the wife bought, the cab was so bad that the cost of fixing that was not there. So we went about and we found 2 or 3 different cabs. We finally found a cab that would work.
Okay.
And we did that. This truck has been chopped about 3/4 of an inch. Is all. I just wanted the concept that when you walked up to it, somebody that really had that good eye could tell that was something different on that.
Very subtle.
Very subtle. Yeah. That's everything we did on this truck, is trying to be subtle and yet classic when we come up with the final final look on it. But yeah.
So when you cut that down, you've got all this glass, this curved glass and stuff. You've got to try
Lordy.
to.
Oh my gosh, yes, we went through the glass syndrome like I'm sure a lot of hot rodders have over the years. 3 front windows to get that bent right, you know, and 2 back windows. So yes, we've been down that road. Yeah. And the sides are all one piece, automatic slide up, you know. And did away with the wing window type.
And what about the interior? What's really sets that out?
Well, we took this truck up to a gentleman in Mount Vernon, Washington, Cedardale Upholstery, and you wouldn't think you walk up to the building, an old brick building, and it just didn't even look like there was a business there, you know. But you go inside, and these 2 guys were just like artists, and they knew we were building the truck, and so they wanted to do the interior in it. And so we had a theme, you know, the theme, and he went with that theme, and it turned out quite well.
That's important. And, you know, there's certain things that are you know, where you ground yourself. You have that artist rendition, and you've got themes, and you've got consistency throughout. So that's one of the things that sets these kind of cars, you know, apart, is all that attention to detail.
Exactly. And what's nice about that too, what you're talking about is the venture, or not the venture, but the journey to get there was meeting all these type of artists, the Maxwells that did all the body work and all that stuff, and the Art Morrison. This has Art Morrison full frame, but the interior, the guy got all done. He says, you know, I have my own special little things that I keep for a special build like this, and he says, I've got a 38 Chrysler dome light that I would like to put in this truck. And he brought it to me, and I says, go for it. That's very original.
Wow.
But that was something that he just gave and said, this will look good. But so that's kind of fun.
A little gift, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was fun.
So tell us, now I've been putting this off, but this motor is something else. You got 2 carburetors on this thing, and let's go through that. Tell us.
Okay. Well, I'm an old drag racer. I raced Super Stock for 10 years, so the gentleman that I raced with was an engine builder, Rod Stoltz, and he built the motor. It's a 406. It's got all the good stuff in it. Comp crank, comp rods. The rods are 7-inch, they're not 6 3/4. Vesco pistons. It's a 10-4 motor. It's got pro cylinder heads, which are beautiful heads, and
They've been ported out, and
oh gosh, yeah, they're beautiful. Roller rocker, roller cam. It's all comp. Everything's comp. You know, that's what we did. So we put the best stuff in it. In 1969, I bought a brand new Z28, and I had the cross ram manifold on it. And I love that thing. It had so much power on the top end, you know. And unfortunately, I sold the car, but here, 50 years later, that was still in my mind. So I wanted to go back to something nostalgic. I mean, it brought me back to, I want a cross ram manifold on this motor.
Yeah.
And so that's what we did. We had a few trials and tribulations. We got 2 quick fuel 450 carburetors on there, and we had to get those tuned right, you know. So that's kind of,
that's a bit of time on the dyno there, right?
Yeah. Just
you had it on a dyno, or
we have. It's around 600 horsepower, which is not that big a deal anymore, but it's all this truck needs.
that's a lot of motor for that.
Thank you. Yes, yeah.
And then this front end is just, you know, it just seems like it's so hand formed. The bumpers are tucked in real tight, and the grill is just real clean. That's nice.
Thank you. Yeah. Like I said, Maxwell's Metal Works up in Marysville, Washington. They did a lot of the body work, and there's another outfit also helped start as Dreamers out of Everett. Did a lot of the work too. Like, we tapered the hood. You know, the hood's been pancaked.
Oh.
So anyway, as we come down, they took, and not many people notice it, but underneath this thing, underneath the hood is another hood. We inverted another hood and then formed it into to make one solid piece under here.
Was that to give it strength, or what was
You know the crossbars that come
Yeah.
underneath? Yeah, we got rid of all that
Okay.
and smoothed it
For-
all
for
out.
strength, yeah.
We did that and stuff. But my favorite thing is the grill, because this is going to kind of blow you away a little bit. Those bars there are, we had a hard time. We started with original bars and tried to do something with them, but they just didn't work out. So what we ended up, Maxwell's did some research on it, and actually those bars are heavy in the front, then they taper back like a wing. So the wing is your intro into where we found these.
Yeah.
The biplanes that they used to be the crop dusters, they had
Yeah.
the two wings.
Yeah.
These are the struts in between the wings
Ah.
that the guys used to hang on to when they were
Yeah.
doing shows and
Yeah.
stuff. That's what these are. And so we got those, but the thing is, this is contoured, so those had to be bent. They had to have an arc to them.
Oh.
And we tried a couple and we just ruined them. And so we ended up
You had to go out and wreck another crop duster before you, you get some more.
Yeah, people have said, geez, I hope you told those people you took those off those planes before they went out that night. Yeah. But so anyway, we took the bars down to an outfit out of Centralia, Washington that makes circular staircases. And we said, can you bend those? He says, yeah, I can bend them. So we shipped them down, and he did. He bent those things just perfect.
It's all about getting the right person for the right thing.
Well, each thing we did was a new person that you learn to come to appreciate and have that contact with.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely. Yeah, it takes a lot. It takes a village to build one of these.
it does. And then you look at the grill again, you know, and you see the turn signal lights, and you think, well, that's not too big a deal. Well, it was a big deal because the turn signal lights are off a 2000 Harley Davidson motorcycle. Okay, which is fine. They're cool. They look good. But when I went to get the ones from Harley, they're plastic. Now, how are we going to put plastic with steel?
Yeah.
So I had a gentleman that I used to race with that runs a machine shop, and he had a computer program, and he just programmed to make those.
So he CNC'd, did he?
He CNC'd them.
Yeah, okay.
And they screw right in, and we
So did they scan the Harley plastic ones and
made it just identical.
so he's got a whole business there. He could go out to all the Harley people and say, hey, I've got these in real metal. If you
Yeah, if that's it, yeah. Either that or he probably never wants to see me again, because that probably took him, I don't know how many hours to set it up on that machine, you know. But anyway, so that we was able to weld those into the grill and stuff.
So you got the black and the red and what's the who painted this?
We used the original thought too was to use the Corvette scheme. I wanted to use everything Chevrolet, and I used the colors, the PPG red and black. Obviously, were the same colors that's on your 2000 Corvettes. You could buy the same color, and so we used that.
Yeah.
And if you look between the seats on this thing, I took the waterfall, I call it, out of a Corvette, and I put in there, and so the scheme kind of follows through into that. If you take that waterfall and you flip it up, it's where all the stereo system is.
Okay.
So you can, you just flip it back down and stuff. But,
all hidden away.
All hidden away.
Nice.
Yeah, we tried to hide everything and stuff like that.
That's those details. That's those details.
Yeah, lots of details. And obviously, like I was telling you, it's got a full Art Morrison frame, 4-bar.
What's the front suspension? Is a Mustang too?
Yeah,
or?
Mustang too. Absolutely, you're correct there. Yeah, we use Viking fully adjustable shocks all the way around. I have 4 11s in this right now with a Richmond 6-speed. Nice. I'm a shift guy. I love the shift.
Yeah,
so,
well, you're used to drag.
Yeah,
right? So,
that's what you do.
That's what you do. You bang those in there, and you go.
Exactly. So it's a ton of fun to drive.
Yeah.
I need to. Me and the wife need to get it out more often. Yeah, for sure.
No, absolutely. So when did you finish it?
In 09.
09. So you've had it done for a while.
Had it done for that. We put it on the circuit for probably a year, and then the Columbus, and been to Kansas and Del Mar and
Yeah.
all those places. Yeah.
Nice. Let's get it out and go drive it.
That sounds like a good idea to me. You drive. I haven't ever said I've been there on the passenger side. My wife won't even get next to the steering wheel.
Well, this has been a pleasure. This is such a nice truck.
Thank you.
You know, a real example of what should be done, in my opinion. I love everything about it. Thank you very much, Les.
bet.
It's been
You
a
bet.
pleasure.
Yeah.